I've been thinking a lot about, as I work with different clients who have disturbances in their system and have had traumatic events happen to them at a young age, or even recently, or they've had surgeries at a young age, or just surgeries in general. Sometimes there's energies that come in when we are vulnerable, such as traumatic events, when there's a lot of fear, and surgeries, when you go out of your body and are anesthetized. There's energies that come in and then occupy us in some way, because this mind is a porous, and we live in a sea of energy. Everything's all mixing and connecting, and there's as we've seen through the drop of these Epstein files. I wish they were Epstein files. Shit, it would be more relaxed. But that there is a magic here, and those who know it and are abusing the magic, they invert it. So, and this is why all the things that they're doing, it's not random. It's actually like an old way of working with energy that is constantly being revived and opening up basically portals for dark energy to come through. This is, of course, all my observations and opinions based on the work I've done working with others and just researching the mind and magic and metaphysics. The metaphysics of this reality really give us a lot of information about the ether and why the ether is so powerful. It is actually an intelligence that is, why we have a thought and about someone and they pick up on it instantly. It's faster than our physical technologies. So there's people that have been, doing a lot of work on this for years, and also understanding patterns, our patterns. So I just asked the question, are these pathologies or are these possessed individuals? Do we have OCD, or is there an energy that's in there? Do we have problems with, say, a certain part of our physical body, or is it an energy that's come in? So this is a really important question to ask, and it's like a great place to become the observer of your system and note where, there's like this expression, what possessed you? People say that. I recently had that with a friend, because I was like, he did something weird, and I was like, what possessed you? But that is the thing. We get possessed. So we have to acknowledge that there's times where we go unconscious and other energies take over. I definitely had this in my life. So as I had an energy around me during childhood, it caused a lot of trauma during sleep. Night terrors, all that stuff. Kitty totally agrees, if you can hear him. And it's a thing, and I chased it away, because I knew I had the power. So maybe I gave permission as a child by not setting boundaries with this energy. Maybe that was permission. I don't explicitly remember saying yes to this energy coming in. But once we know it's there, then we can start setting boundaries and looking at this way, perceiving your pathology as possibly another energy that's not yours. And it could be lineage, it could come from a lot of different places. But that's not the point. We don't want to get too into what it is, because we don't want to fuel the fire and give it more energy by thinking about it. So it's like a very delicate balance between, yes, I've got this energy around me. Now what? And that becomes about setting boundaries in the moment. And then this gets into the astrology. What kind of energies are you running? If you got a lot of Libra, it may be hard to set boundaries. If you got a lot of Pisces, it may be hard to set boundaries. Other energies may be easier to set boundaries. There's just a lot of different elements involved in our chart and energies. So getting clear about ourselves, clearing up disturbances so we know more about where we begin and end in this reality, understanding a little bit of the vibrational aspects of this reality also really helps. And then, it's about being diligent with boundaries when things start to happen. So it's just something to think about. And I have a playlist called Be Curious. And in that playlist, I have a lot of different videos I've, saved to help guide you. And I was recently looking at the Ishak Bentoff's book, Stalking the Wild Pendulum, and then found a couple videos that came up about him and his work. And his work is fascinating. And actually, his wife carried on his work after he was mysteriously killed in a plane crash, which is, could be, I don't know what it is. I'm not going to say. But a lot of these people who figure things out get unalived. So there is that. So yeah, check out some of these videos if you're curious about this, because the mind is a thing. And one thing he talks about, which I think is so important, is in manifesting the reality we want, we have to be confident. And it's really hard to be confident when you don't have the thing. So I tell women this all the time who have this idea that there's no men out there for them. That's a narrative that's being promoted through the feminist movement and other movements that are seeking to separate and keep people separated. So just remember, there's also an overlay of dark forces in this reality that we have to push past, because the confidence behind the vision is how you manifest. And then you hold the vision, you don't obsess on it. You have to know that and feel it happening. And this works. And this is because of the energies of the ether too, and the mind. So if you're going, why isn't this manifested yet? This is giving a counter vision to your actual vision you want. So we're manifesting all the time, good and bad. So that's what we have to remember. We're always manifesting. It's not just when you say, I want to manifest this. All your thoughts are manifesting. So we have to remember that in this collective energy that is the ether. Anyways, I hope you're all doing well, and thanks for watching.